to Season 2 of Baldwin Prep's podcast, Trailblazing Career Tech Minds, the podcast where we dive deep into the innovative world of career tech. I'm your host, Elise Bridges, the career coach here at Baldwin Preparatory Academy. I am joined by one of our co-hosts, Miss Brittany Eames, one of the science teachers here at BPA. Today, we have a very special guest to start this season. We're excited to welcome Eric Coffeen to the podcast today. Eric is a senior in our construction technology pathway, and he has been a standout student throughout his time here. He is involved in several extracurriculars on campus, including competing in Skills USA, where last year he was a state qualifier. He is also a member of the National Technical Honor Society and was named Employee of the Month last semester. I believe it was in February. In addition to his extracurriculars and his academic achievements, he also holds construction-related certifications, including his skid steer and excavator certifications. Eric, we are so glad to have you with us today.
Yes.
Thank you for joining.
Yes, thanks for having me, guys.
Perfect. Well, look, let's dive right on in. First question for you is, what made you choose the construction pathway?
So the construction pathway, I've always kind of had an interest in hands-on activities, working with wood, hammers, nails, the basics of it. And I like being outside, like working inside and outside. Mm-hmm. So you get a good mix having a shop and also having the ability to work outside.
Well, perfect. And I know that this year y'all have been working on a very big project. You've been working on it last semester and this semester out back. It's a huge structure. So tell me kind of, what is it? Who is it for? Why are we building it?
Right. So it is a 20 by 20 structure for the HVAC pathway. Mm-hmm. It's basically the first part where we're building it right now is us preparing for framing. It's getting us ready for the floors, ceiling, the rafters, the hardy board lap siding on the side of it, the interior finishing with drywall and with, mudding and all of that. It's got us all prepared for any of that, once we get out of school and into the workforce. And then...
Who is it being used for? Like, what is the structure? Like, who's it for? It's
for the HVAC pathway. So where they can, put, electrical, they can put heating and cooling inside of it as well. I'm not sure if we're running water through it. We might, not 100% sure on that yet. What
has been, I guess, something that you've been learning through that project?
We are learning every part from when you start a building to when you finish a building. We're learning every part from, framing to putting the plywood on the side of the house to, finishing the outside of the house and finishing the inside of the house as well.
Wow. And I know this is something that's supposed to be built up to residential code. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's a huge undertaking.
It's a lot.
And so, step by step, A to Z, you're getting to learn it all.
Everything. Yes, everything.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Last year, you worked at the Alabama Gulf Coast Zoo during second semester, and you were a project lead. And so during your time at the zoo, because you guys went roughly once a week, during your time at the zoo, what are some things that you learned as a project lead that's helping transfer into playing a big role in this project that's going on in the shop here at BPA?
Right. So, as a project lead, I have to, watch over 6 or 7 people at a time. Mm-hmm. They're all doing stuff, trying to build the beaver exhibit. And it's kind of helped me prepare me for this 20 by 20 house, because I'm watching over even more students this time. I'm watching over, maybe I think it's around 8, 9, or 10 students. Okay. And then sometimes during some other periods, I'll go and watch over a few more students, just for some more experience for me and to, help the other students in the other classes. And then, with the zoo, it was a really fun time with the zoo. I'm hoping we can get back there. So, it's a fun experience for me. You get to learn a lot, not only with, the finishing of an exhibit, but also how to manage a team.
Yep. How often were you guys going there through the semester?
We would go every Wednesday, every week, every Wednesday.
Wow. And so was that a project that you also saw from start to finish?
We saw from start to about midway through, and then, the year ended, so we couldn't finish, but we're hoping we can get back to it this year.
Okay, great. When do you think that's going to get started back up, if that's something you're able to go do?
probably next semester again.
Okay, fantastic. That sounds like a lot of, like, you were really building those leadership skills and kind of maybe mentoring some of those other students.
Yeah, it was
and
fun.
just really getting to community build there.
Yeah. It was such a fun time.
They went on Wednesdays.
Wow.
And they transported themselves. So there wasn't like a field trip bus. So Eric and his team were responsible for getting to the zoo on time, just like at a job. Because he was project lead, he's who reported attendance to me. So he told me who was all there, or if somebody was missing. And so we relayed that to our attendants here at BPA. But they took lunch when the zoo took, when the rest of the team at the zoo took their lunch. And so they got that firsthand job experience of what it's like to work on a project. So
that's amazing. So, I mean, outside of like leadership skills, what do you think is one skill that you really gained from that project specifically?
More communication, of course. Communication was like a really big part of it because we couldn't all be working the same thing at the same time. But, as a project leader, you need communication. You need to be able to like supervise 2 different things that are happening at one time. And be able to communicate with each team or each part of what's happening at the same time.
Because, I'm assuming that was like a lot of moving pieces and a lot of moving people. You said quite a few people that you were kind of in charge of there. So that's amazing. I hope that's something that you guys get to do again, hopefully next semester, like you said. So you'll have to keep us in the loop on that. Don't forget to tell us. And I want to ask, I know, like I said, you have been so involved on our campus. It is not even funny. You have been in everything that there has been to offer here at BPA, I think. And one of the big ones, so when I got to start here, one thing that we did was the utilities internships this summer. I got to be the career coach helping on that front. And so I did want to talk to you more about the utilities internship program. Tell me more about that. I know you got to intern with the city of Fairhope this summer. And what was your position there?
I was a helper at the groundman and lineman. So we would help build and work on electrical poles and run electrical lines underground and above ground, obviously. And then we also worked at the substations where they receive power and where they also give out power to the homes.
Wow. And I mean, of course, I know about the, application process and interview process, but just for, our viewers at home, watching this podcast, tell us, what is the kind of application process? How did you hear about this program? What made you want to join it?
Well, it was Ms. Bridges who, sent an email to everyone. And then she kind of got with students who were interested with the program and, helped build them a resume and helped, master how to, do an interview, have a good resume and, walk into a job confidently.
As far as that program, from what you heard about in the presentations through that process, because that was, we dealt with that 6 or 8 weeks of getting your resumes ready and getting those interviews ready. Do you feel like your programs here at BPA, your pathway, your extracurriculars, academics, do you feel like that, prepared you for this internship this summer? Yeah,
100%.
And in what way?
Every thing that I've done at school so far, applying for the internship was part of it. Being a project lead with, the 20 by 20 house and the zoo exhibit, it was all a part to, they all helped me certain parts through get me this internship. They all gave me a certain skill that I needed to, apply and get the job with the city of Fairhope for the summer.
Kind of like a stepping stone.
Yeah. It doesn't really sound like it was like a traditional construction type internship. Were you surprised by that? Were you open to it?
Yeah, I was more open to it because I wanted to get more, knowledge around everything. I have knowledge over, construction with, building with wood. I wanted to get more, knowledge around electrical systems and, running wire and, operating big equipment. And I don't know, it's just an experience.
You just want to become more diversified and be able to have more skills.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm sure now with the building the 20 by 20 structure, you might be able to take some of the things you learned, even though it wasn't necessarily in construction, strictly construction, you're still probably taking some of the things you learned and putting that into even just the structure this year and maybe even that Beaver Dam exhibit when you guys get to finish it. So tell me, on the utilities internship, what was the schedule like?
We were working 40-hour weeks every week from, my schedule was from 7 to 3:30 every day. We'd have a 30-minute break during, around 12 o'clock. But we would be working 7 to 3:30 every day, every weekday. And we'd have, weekends off.
Wow. Okay. So this was this was essentially a full-time kind of job.
Full-time job, full-time commitment. You need to have 100% concentration on it for sure.
Yeah. So in that program, I know with it being an internship, you're always going to have a mentor that's got to be kind of with you. Tell me maybe more about that mentor, what that program really was like. I know the job duties and the schedule, but really tell me about kind of that, relationship you got to build with the city.
Yeah. So at first I was with the substation guys, and they just kind of showed me at the beginning, first 2 weeks, I would just showed me what happens at a substation, what you should do if you have a fault, which is like, some breaker trips or, a squirrel hits a line. They showed me what happens in that part. And then once time I got moved over to the groundman/lineman part of it, I was taught by the supervisors, and I just kind of followed them around. They showed me, what tools to get for the guys that are in the buckets working on the lines. They showed me, what everything is called. There's at least 45 different things, different names, different tools I had to, master in a week or two. So I, could be prepared for the last 5 weeks of the internship.
Wow. I mean, I can't even comprehend all of that. And then really putting all of that time and effort, that is a huge deal. That's going to look good on your resume. Coming from the career coach, that's going to look good on your resume for sure.
It was great. Very fun summer for me.
Good. And that's always a connection that you can also go back to as well. I think that it's so important, especially here in Baldwin County. We say it's such a growing area, but it is a small town at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It is sometimes who you know. And so I think that that's great. You got to build that connection now, heading into your senior year, because that is something you could potentially pursue later on.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I have a question about senior year. So when I think of Eric, the first thing that comes to mind, and you've echoed this already, is that he has taken advantage of every single thing that's been put in front of him. And that is something that reason why people come to BPA is for the opportunity. And he really has just took a hold of that. And so my question for you, Eric, is you've done all these things. You've grown in all these areas. What does senior year look like for you? What are you trying to improve in? Do you have a goal in mind? This is a loaded question, so feel free to take it in any direction. But just looking at what you have in front of you, we're almost a quarter in. What do you want to try to accomplish by the time you graduate?
This really big thing I've been focusing on is the competitions that we've been doing. We have a team build competition in October in Tuscaloosa where we're building a shed in 2 days. We have 2 full days to build a whole shed, and it's all for a fundraiser. They sell them later. And then we have Skills USA, of course. I want to make it to nationals this year. That would be a huge achievement for me. That would complete my senior year if I went to nationals and even internationals, which is in Japan this year, which would be great.
That would be really cool. That would be insane.
Yeah, it's got my full, all my thoughts are going towards competitions right now.
Is this a team thing or is it just you?
With the one that I'm doing, it's just me. But there are other Skills USA competitions where you can be on a team.
Gotcha.
But mine is just me building.
So you're laser focused on that goal.
100%. That is what I want to achieve.
And that's all. This is the best place for it.
This place gets you prepared by everything. The house that we're building that back, that is what's preparing me for this competition.
That's awesome.
Because you're going to have to build that, you said 2 days?
Yeah, for the Tuscaloosa competition, we're building just a shed in 2 days.
A shed in 2 days.
An 8 by 10 foot shed in 2 days.
And is this, so the people competing in that particular, competition, is it just seniors? Is it juniors as well?
We are right now doing an in-house competition to where we have 2 teams building a shed, and the instructor, Mr. Bullock, is going to choose 5 people from construction and then choose 2 people from HVAC. We already have the 2 people from HVAC, I'm pretty sure, to do the electrical for it. So we're not just framing and putting plywood on it. We are also doing electrical on it inside of it as well.
When is this taking place?
We're doing it right now.
The in-house? When's the one in Tuscaloosa?
October 22nd.
Oh, it's coming up.
Oh, that is coming up.
It's coming fast.
It sounds like a long, far away. It's not. We're going to blink.
Yeah, it will.
It's going to be right here. Okay, so that is fantastic. So it's kind of going to be one of these. We'll see the in-house competition. How well does everybody perform? And then from there, go to Tuscaloosa.
Right.
So if you do win if you guys place at Tuscaloosa, what's after that?
That's kind of like a single competition. It's like it's on its own board.
Okay, got it.
So it's not like there's a second stage to it. This is just its own thing that it does get looked at by people though. You can get job offers by going to this competition and performing at this competition. So
there will be industry leaders at that competition as well.
Yeah, there should be. Yeah.
Wow. Because I would imagine maybe some of the judges would be probably also. Okay, so tell me more about the other competition where you mentioned, I know nationals is kind of a goal of yours. When is kind of the qualifier for that?
That one, I'm pretty sure it's in November, mid-November. We go to a district. It's like, that's just Baldwin County district. Yeah. And then from there, you have to be top 3 to go to state. And then state is held, I'm pretty sure it's in Birmingham this year. Yeah. That'll be in April. That'll be just after spring break, where there's, I'm pretty sure, 8 people competing for first place. And if you get first, you go to nationals, which is, countrywide, of course. And then from there, if you get first there, you go to internationals, which is, I don't even know when that is. It's yeah. Yeah.
But what would you be competing in for that specific competition?
That will be, it's framing.
Okay. Yes, the framing one. Okay.
Yeah, it's just another framing one.
Okay. Wow. It already sounds like y'all are off to y'all just hit the ground running. Yeah. The second school started. We're already building sheds. We're working on the 20 by 20 structure. Are there any other things that you guys are working on right now? I'm sure that 20 by 20 is taking, a lot of time, but are there other things that you feel that you're working on now?
Yeah, we're building interior walls. It's part of our class we're taking this year. It's interior finishing, where we're putting up drywall and we are, putting in metal studs. It's all like a commercial finishing job is what we're doing. So
I saw this on Facebook. You guys had industry come in and help, right?
Yeah, we had a company, C-Sharp, come in and show us how to put in a commercial door.
That's awesome.
For the room that we're building.
Is that normal for you guys to have people outside of Mr. Bullock or Mr. Larson in the shops helping you guys?
Not in the shops, but this was the first time we've had someone help us in the shop. But we have people, we have companies come and just talk to us in the exhibit hall of just like what they do and, their goal, how long they've been, working. And we have, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 companies come in a semester, just talk to us.
That's awesome. Fantastic. And that's something here at BPA that I know that we've just put such a big focus on is those guest speakers and the networking events that we have here. How do you feel like those types of events, maybe like Nibbles and Networking, or even those guest speakers, how do you feel like those industry professionals are kind of preparing you for the workforce?
They're teaching you to take initiative. They want you to, take initiative and walk up to the person who's here for Nibbles and Networking, or to walk up to the CEO or, whoever is representing the company for the speakers. It's just like, if you want what you want, you're going to go for it. You're going to go talk to the person who's representing the company.
So like building those,
it's another opportunity.
Yeah, it's just more opportunities.
Exactly. More opportunities. Because it sounds like not only you have academics, you've got your CTE pathway of construction, you have the Beaver Dam exhibit and the 20 by 20 structure and the utilities internship and the CTSO competitions, as well as those industry tours where you're going to businesses and job sites, and then the industry professionals coming here.
Yeah.
So here when you walk out, you're ready for a job.
Yeah. If you take initiative into everything that comes in and faces you, you will come out with so much more experience. And I feel like any other school that's really out there right now.
Now, I know that you are certified in skid steer and the excavator. So are you earning any more certifications this year that you know of yet?
Not that I know of. Those ones are 2 major ones I wanted to do. There may be one forklift. It's just another heavy equipment operation I could do. It's just more certifications, more opportunities to get a better job.
It just sounds like I'm just like, wow, thing after thing. You're ready.
It's like climbing a set of stairs. It just keeps going.
Yes.
So I think this takes us to our last question. I think would be a good one. If you had the opportunity to sit in front of a prospective student, or there's possibly one listening, what would you tell them about BPA?
It's different. It is a lot different than any other school. I mean, I feel like it's the people that are here, they're all friendly. They all want to come to BPA. It's something that you want to take time into. You want to put the time into, getting these certifications, getting all of these, all this knowledge that you're gaining at BPA. If you take these 3 years seriously, you will go out with so much more knowledge than I feel like you will anywhere else.
Perfect. Well, look, Eric, thank you so much for taking the time out. I mean, we're recording this after school just so everybody knows you're taking the time out of your day to come sit with us. Yeah. So thank you first and foremost for coming to be a guest on the podcast.
Of course. Thanks for having me again, guys. This is great.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, we hope that you all enjoyed the first episode of the second season of Trailblazing Career Tech Minds. Join us again next time as we bring insights from industry leaders, cutting edge technology, and educators who are preparing the next generation. Stay ahead of the curve with Trailblazing Career Tech Minds.